Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3 of the Empowered AI podcast. Today, Erica thought it'd be a good idea to interview me, learn a little bit about my business, my upbringing, my skill set. So she's going to be asking me a couple of questions and hopefully you guys can get a deep understanding of what I do and why I'm hosting this show. So Erica, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea, get to know the founder a bit more of the podcast.
Yeah, definitely a good idea.
Why not learn a bit about James? So he's in the hot seat today and we're going to be asking him some questions.
Okay.
So James.
I feel a bit intimidated.
Don't feel intimidated. It's okay. Tell me, who are you?
Who am I?
Who are you? Without Empowered AI, who is James?
22 years old, founder. Started a lot of different business ventures over the time, but stumbled into AI after working in a small business for around 2 years. I like working out in the gym. I always like researching, trying to better myself as well. That's a little bit about me.
Let's hear. Beautiful. I love it. You've always been very business minded, always had big goals and big dreams.
Yeah.
And now you're on to your next venture, Empowered AI. So tell the audience, what is Empowered AI for someone who has no idea about your business model, what it is, what you guys do, and basically just the whole spill of what Empowered AI really is.
So Empowered AI is a business consultancy that handles really two sides. So one, we build human agent teams through our strategy session and consulting process. And two, we go through a development process with the business as well. We serve small to medium-sized businesses in a wide range of different industries. We've worked with everything from healthcare all the way to education. So a wide range of different verticals, pretty much just aimed at launching an AI initiative for a business. So making sure that the business can build AI really as a foundational core part of their business model for the next 5 to 10 years. And how we do that looks different from every business. Some businesses come to us and they say, James, we don't know anything. And that's when we bring it through the human agent process. Because the key thing is we always want to tie return on investment to development. Or some businesses come to us with a great idea, and that's where we really explore that idea and show them the correct direction in how we can get this development in a lean way and an optimizable way for the future. So it's a system that's going to support them, not just for the now, but for the next 5 to 10 years.
Amazing. And how long have you been in the industry?
Oh, probably around 15 months now.
Yeah, beautiful. And what made you get into AI specifically?
Okay, so it's an interesting story. So I was working at a small business. You guys would have watched last podcast. Jono, I was working at his business and I was serving small businesses. So not only was I working in a small business, but I was serving small businesses. And while serving these small businesses, I just saw the inefficiencies within businesses. And with the launch of ChatGPT around that time, I started to say, wow, a lot of businesses could use this type of stuff to just save time, cut costs, provide a better service to customers. So during that time, I was also at a crossroads where I wanted to pursue a business model that was going to really, you could say, tie into my 3 goals, which are financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. And the current business that I was at was never going to give me that location freedom. With the current business that I'm in now, I think I can get to all 3 of those goals. So while going through that, I was kind of thinking, what kind of step or road do I go down? I started up a personal brand, just trying to explore different opportunities out there. I wrote over 30 emails. Again, a lot of those emails are just exploring my own mind and letting the audience view that. Same with my personal brand stuff. It was just experimental. And during that time, I remember this video came up by Liam Otley. And if you're in the AI space, you know who Liam is. And it was, AI as a business model. And I hadn't heard of it before. And I remember I stayed up till 2 a.m. that night just writing down all the notes. And I was just immersed. And I said, this is it. This is exactly what I think I want to do. And from there, I took an online virtual course at the University of Pennsylvania, which was called AI in Business, and started to understand AI as more in a business application rather than just, the shiny object or the ChatGPT stuff or the stuff you see on the surface level. And after doing all that, I was confident enough that that was the next step I needed to take, and decided to start Empowered AI.
Yeah. Amazing. And you've come so far in only a short amount of time. So I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
I want to talk about, obviously, when you first started in the AI industry, it's probably completely changed already since you've started. It's such a fast evolving industry. And I want to talk about from when you first started Empowered AI to now, what are the changes that you've seen in AI, and how can you explain the importance of AI to someone knowing how fast these changes are becoming?
Yeah, so there's new changes every week. And you'd see this. One week I'm telling you, it's Gemini this week. It's the best model. You got to get on it.
Yeah.
And the next week I'm telling you it's Claude. And these rapid changes are currently happening. It's very hard for the standard business owner to keep up. I can barely even keep up, and I'm in this space with the amount of rapid changes. So going back to, you could say, probably early last year, it was very make.com N8N workflows, which were workflows where we can connect different systems, different tools. So, for example, we can connect your CRM to send cold emails or to get inbound messages and personalize those inbound messages. It was about connecting different tools, and we could add an element of AI into that as well. That's still very much around, and those builds are very powerful. But where we've gotten now is that kind of multimodal, where agents and agents are talking to each other. And just today I've launched a new AI operating system in my business, all run through Telegram, all connected to Claude Code, where kind of I've got these different skills mapped out. I've got these different agents. I've got business context and rules, and I can power different things from the touch of my phone. That wasn't available 12 months ago, and I cannot really imagine where we'll be in the next 12 months. And to answer your question, where the importance of why business owners need to understand this stuff now is just to build confidence. There is absolutely nothing to lose by trying to build a tool, a project, or even a strategy and initiative in your business. And 12 months ago, when we started running human agent teams, a lot of businesses weren't familiar with what we were doing or why we were doing it. Again, it was kind of before the time in the market. And basically what we saw is different agents in different departments with employees managing those certain agents. And the agents only performed as good as the business context that you were given it. And now we're seeing with ClaudeBot or Claude Code, exactly the exact same thing is happening. You've got these files or these skills or these agents, but guess what? The business context the agents actually running on the business context. So when we mapped out those human agent teams, the businesses that have all of that mapped out know exactly where they need to plug in now and build out different agents or different skills for their operating system. And that's going to continually to evolve as well. If you're somebody who doesn't know where we can build out those different aspects, well, again, you can waste one, a lot of time, and two, a lot of money. Because trust me, you could get stuck in this stuff thinking that you're making gains or productivity, but again, it's just false productivity. You're just going around in circles. You're doing what I call is being stuck in motion rather than actually going towards progress. Yeah. Progress is seeing something, identifying that it works, reinforcing it, and then trying the next thing. Clear return investment, while as motion is you're just grabbing at the next shiny thing. Build a level of strategy that you can always go back to, no matter what model, no matter what kind of new tool is out in the market.
Yeah, I love that. I also wanted to ask you if there was a smaller business that just want some help with AI, what are some tools you'd recommend and what's some advice that you'd give? Just simple and basic advice that can help them with everyday tasks that they might not know and they're not actually implementing with the tools that they're using.
Okay, so most people by now have used large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. That's great. If you're a small business and you want to take it to the next step, what I'd do is I'd start mapping out the business. So if you're the founder, bring everything down, get everything in front of you, look at who's involved in the business, what departments you got, and then let's try and flesh out the tasks that go on in the day-to-day. Even start just yourself as a founder. Don't worry about the business. What do you do in the day-to-day? You know, it's something that you do spend an hour, 2 hours on, that you think, hang on, if I connected this dot, and maybe I don't need to manually enter that data. Or maybe I don't need to go and research about that client. Or, when I spend every Friday 5-6 hours doing proposals for the week, maybe that can be automated. Start there. Start what takes up a lot of your time, and then actually move towards the business and automating the rest of it and mapping out the rest of the workflows for your different staff and employees.
Yeah. I know there's so many small tasks that can be automated that I don't think a lot of people realize. So it's great when you give that kind of advice to those
100%.
business owners because it'd be so useful because, again, it's such a time saver.
Oh, and again, when you've been doing something for so long, it's tough you get stuck in that.
Yeah, it becomes like clockwork.
Yeah, it's habitual. You're just going and you're just doing it. And
you're just doing it continuously, yeah.
And when you've been doing something for that long, it's hard to change. And that's with anything in life. And same thing with business. When you've been doing it for so long, it's hard to, why even change? If there's no problem, why change? But you got to look at the opportunity. Saving an hour a week doesn't look like a lot. But if I could tell you could use that hour to hop on the phone or send out some emails to potential prospects, and your average deal size is 3 to 4, 5,000, and you can sign an extra deal a week, or you're looking at adding an extra, close to $100,000 in revenue back into the business. That's how simple it is. That's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
Can I give you an analogy?
Go for it.
So when I was starting the space, I watch a lot of someone called Nick Sarev. Shout out to him. Taught me a lot about not just AI, but business as well. Businesses, and I'll tell you a story. Imagine you went to the casino, right? And you started playing slots. Stay with me. You started playing slots and you sat on this machine and you hit it once and boom, it gave you back $1. And you hit it again and it gave you back $1. And after 15 tries, it gave you back $1 every single time. What would you do in that scenario to make sure that that machine gets hit as many times as possible? Like, what systems would you implement when you had to eat? Would you say, okay, you come hit the machine and I'll pay you 50% of it? When you had to go to the bathroom, how would you make sure that machine continually gets hit so that you're making that money? Every business has the slot machine that makes them money. And they should focus on automating absolutely everything else and make sure they can do absolutely everything in their power to hit that machine as often as possible. So that's my analogy.
I like that analogy.
No,
that's
that comes from Nick Sarev, so I didn't think about that, but that has always stuck with me.
No, I like that. That is a good analogy to go by for sure. Okay, I want to give you a little bit of a game.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a couple different businesses.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me what kind of AI systems you would recommend to implement into these businesses. Let's start with a social media marketing agency. So what kind of AI system would you implement into a social media agency? How would this save them time, money, and just overall help them?
Okay, so with any social media marketing agency, what I've noticed is they're operational heavy, which means a lot of their tasks are in the operational back end. And something I definitely focus on is client onboarding. Because normally when you're an agency, the deliverables are repeatable. So, certain amount, you're getting certain amount of clips, or you're filming certain amount of content per month, or you're writing a certain amount of SEO blogs per month. So when you get a new client on, you kind of know exactly what you need for them. Their expectations, maybe it's their Facebook and Meta logins. So I definitely have some sort of system that automatically you gather all that information, puts it through a large language model, maybe summarizes it with your business context, what you need to do, and then send it to the relative team members rather than just having to go back and forth with a client. You waste maybe 1 to 2 weeks in getting that up and running. There's 1 to 2 weeks gone on your retainer. That's something that as soon as a client signs, you can send it to them, boom, and you go away.
That'd make it really smooth.
Yeah, that's something I definitely do.
Yeah. And not even just for marketing agencies, but that could work for a lot of different business models.
Oh,
for sure.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
I just mentioned that because we did build that. Shout out Digital Horizon.
Okay, let's go with a beauty salon.
Ooh, okay.
Bit different?
Okay.
What do you reckon?
When I think beauty salon, I think appointments and bookings.
That's a big thing.
A lot of people are going onto websites and they might have certain questions about the services that they're getting, especially some of these services are quite expensive. So I'd honestly just have a simple booking chatbot that understands each service in the context of the business to be able to go through with the client, gather information, get them booked in at their ideal appointment, but also help them book in. So what are you looking for?
Yep.
Asking them questions as well or helping answer questions from the client if they ask, what's the pricing or what's included in this package? Almost pre-qualifying the client so that you don't have to do that yourself over Instagram DMs. We can answer 90% of the questions that you get on your day-to-day. You probably get the same question, how long's the process, or what's included in this, or what's the price? You probably get that 5 to 10 minutes per day. And yeah, it may not look like a lot to get automated, but think of the mental energy when you're deep in your work or your craft or you're with a client and you're getting messages. Takes away your mental energy. You got to go dive into that. And even if it's a 2-3 minute response, 2-3 minutes, it just takes away your energy of what you're doing in your work. I hate getting interrupted when I'm in deep work.
Yeah, I know. That's a good one. Especially, I think for hair salons, that'd be a really big thing. Especially when you're getting colors, extension packages.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
Things like that. There's so much included. So that would be so beneficial for heaps of hair salons.
Yeah.
Not just hair salons, even just beauty salons in general, brows, lashes,
100%.
all of that. Let's go an accounting firm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For accounting firm, I think I'd focus on the deliverables. So when you're looking at legacy accounting firms that have been around for a while, you've probably got a lot of data and a lot of use cases on what's happened in the past. I'd look at bundling up on that data and honestly building out your own, if it's your own large language model or internal operating system. So maybe not even automation, but something that you can chat with that is using the historical data of the last 20, 25 years of clients in different use cases, different industries to help with those specific use cases that, take a lot of time searching through the web or going through. So that's definitely something I'd look at. I'd look at leveraging your existing data to help you with new clients that come through the door.
Yeah, I love that. That sounds really good. And again, all those systems would be very beneficial for each business model. But yeah, I want to step away from AI a little bit and want to dive a little bit deeper into you and your background, your story. Obviously, you started this business a year ago.
Yep.
I want to talk about what it was like starting a business. I think a lot of people think that starting a business can be really easy or getting away from that 9-to-5 life and all of that. But it can actually be very difficult, especially when you're not sure on exactly the path you want to go down. So I just want you to explain to the audience, what was it like starting a business, the real and raw of it? And how did you push through to get to where you are now?
Starting the business was hard. I didn't think it would be that hard, to be honest, especially the first 6 months. You're doing so much, you're putting in, especially me, I guess I'm somebody who likes to do something and wants to see the immediate reward for it. That's something I want to see it now. And when you're going days and months of just constantly outreaching and constantly watching videos and trying to learn your craft and nothing's really moving for you, it can be hard. It can be demoralizing. But, in my mind, there's no other option, is just to keep going. And I understand that you put a level of input, a level of output has to come back to you. And that consistency continues to compound. So that's all I kept in mind when first starting the business. The consistency compounds. And you can't put a level of mental energy onto something every single day and not get an output for it.
That's true.
And I think that as you go along and you start to see the outputs, celebrate the wins, because that's something, again, I definitely do not do. I put too much expectation on myself that when a win happens, it's never not good enough. But you have to realize that win is an accumulation of thousands of hours of doing the little things. Every single day leads to that single win. And then when you can tie that all together, you become a lot more confident in yourself. So yeah, I think, that's definitely what I've faced when starting a business.
Yeah.
Probably what's gotten through with me is God, 100%.
Yeah.
I got a level of faith that what I'm doing will lead to something.
Yeah.
And again, I don't always think that brute force or just because you do something, you're 100% going to get rewarded with an outcome. Like, I don't always think that. Like, I don't think that's always a smart way to work, like brute force to make sure you get something back. Because again, we're talking about AI and systems. It's not always brute force. You can work less and optimize more and still succeed.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of deeper than that. It's like a level of consistency and proving to yourself that something can work, and then seeing that and doing that over and over again with that level of faith that, hang on, I'm going to keep making something out of this and keep building. And I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand, the level of consistency that it leads to growth. When I first started, I said, gee, imagine like getting one customer.
Yeah.
Like being able to serve a business, like a business puts a level of trust in me that I can go out there and use my skills and expertise to help this business grow. And now I'm at this point where like the results are speaking for themselves, and I'm seeing business owners like save thousands of hours and these amazing tools come to life.
Yeah.
And again, that's fulfilling, because when you realize that we're creators. Like, too often when I first started the business, I was treating business like a business. But at the end of the day, what you're doing is creation. You're bringing an idea from your mind to life. When God says that we're made in the image of Him, that's exactly right. God's a creator, but we're also creators as well. Every single day we bring ideas from our mind into physical reality. Yeah. Whether that's a business, whether that's this podcast right now. This podcast started in my mind. Now it's been brought into reality. And that's why you have to look at it in that way. You're doing more than just work. You're creating, and that's the amazing thing.
Yeah. And going back to what you said, always celebrating those small wins. I think that's just definitely something that's so important, because like what you said, you dream about having one customer, and then you have multiple customers, and then you dream about the next thing and the next thing. And I think you just always have to remember to put all your faith in God and trust in God, and never just not be grateful for where you're at. You always have to look at the now and the present time.
Yeah.
Never the future. It's always the next thing. And unfortunately, that's how we've been wired to be. But if you were to just continuously live in the present moment and be grateful for where you're at now, what you've achieved now, and have that faith in God, then you'll always be happy and you'll always find that success.
100%.
So I think that's really important.
100%. And that's, again, these are all things that I struggle with. Like, again, the seeing where I came from to where I am now, again, I always want more. And it's not a good way to live, because I can understand now that if you always want more, when does it ever stop?
It never stops. And that's when you just have to really learn how to live in the present moment. And it is very difficult for a lot of people. It's obviously very difficult for us as well. It's not easy to just live in the present moment at every point of the day, but that's what you have to continuously learn to do, to be happy and see your wins and see your success and just be grateful for where you're at.
You know it's a good one? I saw Xavier Savine post about this. Shout out Xavier.
Yeah.
He's been posting some good content lately.
Good content.
I love it. Shout out Xavier. But he posted this one thing that stuck with me for like 2 weeks. He said, "You're now living in answered prayers."
I saw
and I was
that.
like, yeah,
that
is so true.
Good.
And like,
Yeah.
I'm not like, I should be more grateful for that.
You don't realize. And you really, I think that's when you just have to take a step back from life sometimes. And you really need to look at what you used to pray for and look at where you are now. And I think that obviously our phones, social media is a very big distraction from that, especially Instagram, comparing yourself to these business owners you see online that are showing off all these materialistic items. I think a lot of people have to step away from looking at that, and you just need to focus on yourself. Focus on what you're doing, your success. Again, that what Xavier shared, like what an amazing quote, because you are living in your answered prayers.
Yeah.
And you can't compare yourself to nobody because you're in your own lane.
Yeah, that's quote of the week right there. I love that
Quote
one.
of the week. But yeah, I think that's it.
That kind of covers it. I mean,
yeah,
that's a breakdown of who I am. You know, very briefly, a little bit about my business, and going into the next 3 to 5 years, business is going to change. The way we live is going to change, and my mission, my goal is, again, anyone within my network, any business owner who puts their trust into me, I want to put that trust back into them to lead them down the right path and make sure that they're ahead in the market and that their business is secure, they got a strong foundation, and that they're fully on top of this AI stuff. Again, and that's why back to that first point why I started this podcast, is just to get to really know more business owners within the space, especially within Melbourne. Younger business owners as well. Obviously, that's the demographic I'm in, because a lot of us are doing some cool things. We got a new way of thinking as well. And then most of the people I bring on will have been using some level of AI, whether that's working with Empowered AI personally with us, or again, they're just dabbling in themselves. And if you can pick up a couple little tips, think, hang on, that's definitely something I can use in my business while we've done our job. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this.
I have one more question.
Okay. Oh, jeez. I was about to wrap us up.
cut me off.
I was about to wrap us up.
I have one more question. It's your special ending question. Okay. What is one piece of advice that you'd give to your younger self, or anyone wanting to start in the industry or starting a business, or just in general, just life, wanting to better themselves? What's one piece of advice or more that you'd give them?
It's a tough one.
Have a think about it.
You got to have self-belief. Every single great person who's ever done something is just another human. They're just like you. They were born on this earth and they'll die on this earth. And they had a level of conviction and self-belief that was unwavering, that they were going to get from A to B and absolutely no one was going to stop them. They had a level of confidence in themselves and they did not care what another single person thought about them. And that's probably the biggest thing I would tell my younger self. Do not care about what anyone else thinks about you. You got dreams, you got goals. Just go for it.
I love that. That's facts. Beautiful. Well, do you want to finish it off?
I'll wrap it up now, but
We'll wrap it up now.
Yeah, thanks guys for joining us. We'll be back soon with another podcast. Erica. Thanks.
Thanks.